What up, HyperChange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're talking about disruption in the cleaning market. It may sound boring, it may not sound not exciting, but I think this is a fascinating business case study, one of the most interesting startups that I've come across in a while that I think is poised to make a huge splash and make a ton of money and change the way that we think about how we clean our homes and just in a broader sense, the environmental impact of everything we buy. I am talking about a company called Truman's. Truman's, as I have their products right here, is a new type of direct-to-consumer cleaning company that will ship you 4 types of non-toxic cleaners to your home. Not only is it cheaper because they're shipping it direct-to-consumer in your home, not only are they non-toxic, they smell great, is it simple, you don't have a million choices to make, they're making it easy to clean, but they have a single innovation that is going to significantly drive down the fossil fuels of the cleaning industry and the plastic use that I think makes me particularly extremely excited about what they're doing. So this is the product right here, and I'm just going to do the innovation to show you firsthand. So I have a box of Truman's right here. They ship you this little box. This is called their starter kit. So this is how you start on their service. They're going to send you 4 different tubes that you can see right there, 4 different tubes, and then these little bottles. And so the way it works is really simple. This is where all the magic in the product is, this little tube, because instead of shipping a massive water bottle full of liquid across the country in a truck that's burning fossil fuels, having it sit on a store shelf, having you carry it home, you're basically moving around and burning fossil fuels around to move all this extra water and plastic around that you don't need. So Truman's has decided to make their non-toxic cleaning solution in these very simple little cartridges so that I only have to have a plastic bottle once. And I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. I have my water bottle here that I already filled up, has a little line, really easy, really simple. And then I'm going to put in my Truman's. This is a garden smell for the kitchen cleaning device or kitchen cleaning product. And then I'm going to put this in just like that, slide it in through the hole, screw this on. Whoops. Screw this on really simply, and watch, it's going to look really cool. All this green stuff is going to go down. You see that? And bam, now I could just spray this if I wanted to and wasn't in my studio, and I'm off and I'm cleaning. And what's amazing about this is I don't need to get a new one of these bottles every single time. Truman will ship me one of these little cartridge refills for just $3.75. And if you're a subscriber, you don't pay for shipping or anything like that. So it's $3.75 for a new bottle. I don't know about you, but I live in Manhattan. That's way cheaper than the cleaning brands that I'm seeing at somewhere like Walgreens or CVS or Rite Aid. So it's cheaper than the alternative, and I'm not moving around all of this unnecessary plastic and water. I think this is a huge, huge breakthrough. I mean, I don't know why when it hit me, I was like, this is just makes so much sense. I mean, the entire way we use single-use plastics, all of these bottles that we have in our home, like you don't think twice about it. But when I came across Truman's, I was like, wow, this is a breakthrough idea. I think every single cleaning company in the world is going to adopt this sort of concentrate cartridge solution because it just is cheaper, it makes more sense, it's more efficient, it's more sustainable. This is the future, especially given the fact that we have the internet. We have this thing called the internet. As much as you think Truman's isn't a tech company, they are, because they're leveraging the internet to go direct to consumers, to cut out the middleman, to not rely on distribution, and that means cost savings for you. And the background behind Truman's is fascinating as well. This is a company that is started by 2 co-founders, originally worked at a company from Louisville called Big Ass Fans, which is a really quirky entrepreneurship story that rose to success over a decade, started by this crazy entrepreneur, sort of making higher end fans. Literally, the company's called Big Ass Fans, ended up selling for $500 million, was this crazy sort of success story in a boring consumer space. And now the COO of that and an executive, Alex Reed, came together to now launch Truman's in 2017. And so, when I discovered the Truman's brand, the first thing I did was look up the founders. I listened to a couple podcasts with them. Like, they're hustlers, they're entrepreneurs, they're doing it for the right reasons, they're trying to bootstrap, they have a good vision, they're young. I was like, oh my God, I want in this startup. So I immediately sent them an email, was super pumped, actually was able to get on the phone with Alex Reed, the founder, pitched him on like what I'm doing with HyperChange, why I'm so passionate about businesses that are creating opportunities to reinvent our supply chain with more efficiently, environmentally friendly solutions. And I was like, dude, Truman's is the future. Everybody should be using this. Like, I want to be involved. I want to invest. And so like I basically like begged him to let me invest in their startup. They were like, nah, like That's nice, but we already have investors. And so last week, they just announced their first funding round, a $5 million round. The leader of their investment round is a company called Henkel, which is a consumer products giant, the maker of well-known brands such as All, Dial, Persil, Purex, and Snuggle. The funding round comes just 6 months after the company launched. Also participating in the round, you have Uncommon Denominator, Starting Line, BFG Partners. This collection of venture capital firms and their partners have made past investments in Chameleon Cold Brew, Cameo, and e-commerce powerhouses such as Boxed, Burrow, and Dollar Shave Club, the latter of which was acquired by Unilever for $1 billion in 2016. And what do those brands have in common? They were all direct-to-consumer brands, sort of reinventing boring industries. Those same VCs are putting money into Truman's. I mean, I don't know. There's so much going on here that excites me about this company, but I think you have this crazy alignment of an amazing product market fit. Consumers seem to be liking it. It's growing traction, amazing founders, huge partners that are putting in capital. I mean, these are some of the biggest soap companies in the world, Henkel, that wants to put money into this to potentially reinvent all of their products with a similar solution. I think the Truman's brand is going to have huge potential to expand into home products way beyond cleaning eventually, but just the cleaning market alone is something that's worth tens of billions around the world, if not more. And so I think, for a $5 million investment round, let's say the company was valued at 15 to 20 million, they sold 25% of their equity, 25 million post money. I think this is a company that could get to hundreds of millions in revenue in just a couple years, especially with the cloud of some of these bigger partners behind it. You're looking at a couple hundred million in revenue. Potentially hundreds of million to $1 billion valuation in the next 3 to 4 years. If you invested in that $25 million post round, you could have made 25 extra money on $1 billion exit. So that's why I was like, desperate to try and get into this company, because I think not only are they going to change the world for the better, not only are they going to inspire so many entrepreneurs to think outside the box about boring industries, about products that we just take for granted, like cleaning solutions that have so much room for improvement from a cost, from an efficiency, from an environmental perspective. I just think not only are they really going to make a difference in this household cleaning space, but Truman's going to inspire people to think outside the box and really is HyperChange and is exactly what we need in the economy. There's way too much plastic floating in the ocean already. There's way too many toxic cleaners out there. There's way too many trucks driving around the road just basically carrying plastic and water that we don't need to ship. So I don't know. I think it's such a... so anyway, that's my wrap up on Truman's. I'm super stoked about this company. Truman's, if you're watching, of course, I'm still desperate to put money into your company. And this is not a sponsored video at all by any means. I just made it because I'm a huge fan. If any of the co-founders, Alex Reed, if you are in New York City and you want to come on and do a Hyper Chat podcast, I'd love to have you on the show, learn more about what you're building, because I think it's got huge, huge potential. And I can't wait to see it grow from here. So anyway, this is HyperChange. I hope you guys like this in-depth look at a sort of outside the box or in the bottle startup. See you guys next time. Peace.